Simmons, everybody eats. Just want to come holler at y'all live because I did a poll recently and I asked, what would you guys prefer if I started doing more structured videos that look more professional? Do I take time to edit? Or should I just continue to give you guys the information nice and raw and uncut, etc., right? So you guys voted and most people said they just wanted the information regardless of how it looks. So I said, you know what? And I've been still trying to do the quality, as y'all could probably notice on the channel, but I said I'm going to mix it up because mostly I think we had 70% vote for just give y'all the information. So here I am. If y'all got questions, definitely shoot them in. I answer them. And I don't really have too much to talk about. I'm just here to answer some questions. But until y'all answer some questions, I'm going to talk about this. How to eat. How everybody can eat on your team, right? A lot of us, when we come up, growing up, like we wish that all our friends could eat with us, get money with us. We want the whole team to be put on, etc., right? But the truth is, the only way that everybody can eat is if, like, for example, you the one that's watching this channel, so you got to be the one to step up. You got to be the one to step up and separate yourself, put together a plan, and go figure out how to do it. If everybody gonna eat, everybody can't be sitting down every day, chilling every day, doing the same stuff every day. You know what I mean? Somebody got to get up and separate and do something different. Shout out EY. He said AJ is alive. I'm alive. Arnaldo Camarina says, what's up, AJ? Shout out Arnaldo Camarina. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate the thumbs up and the comments. It's been a while, right? It's been a while. So, however, it wasn't a while for the people in my mastermind group, right? So I got to plug that in there. So if you want more of this, definitely join the group. Brent Hume says, how do you set money aside for taxes? Does the tax man hurt the small businessman? Not at all. I mean, because you got to remember, in business, you get taxed last, okay? When you're an employee, you get taxed first. They take your money before you can even see it. So you're taxed after expenses, or after you pay your employees, after every single thing that you got to pay for as far as business related expenses, then you're taxed, okay? So no, it doesn't hurt you. And then as far as how you put money aside, really your first year or two, you probably don't even got to worry about putting no money aside, to be honest with you, because you won't make more than what you invested. That's just really what it comes down to, right? So I wouldn't sweat that if you're just getting started, but seek CPA help. I'm not a CPA. I can't give tax advice, but that's my opinion. All right, so... But yeah, as far as eating, man, that's the bottom line, man. Somebody got to separate themselves and get up and go do it. You see 50 Cent, you look at him in G Unit. Yeah, I take it back and I bought a 50 Cent G Unit, right? But anyway, you look at them. Banks ain't no businessman. Tony Yayo not a businessman. You know what I mean? But 50 was the one who said, all right, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go figure it out. I'm going to leave y'all. And then once I get it, I'm going to come back and I'm going to come get y'all. That's what you got to do. Somebody in the clique got to understand and wake up one day and just realize, you know what? I'm going to get it. You ever notice, like, I remember when I was a teenager, and I see the question still coming. I noticed when I was a teenager, me and my homeboys, whatever, we go like probably about 5 to 8 deep. And we'll go to all the shopping centers applying for jobs, etc., etc. And we never would get the job going in there trying to fill out applications as a gang of dudes, right? But when we used to separate and go apply for a job, we'll get it. And it's because, number one, you got less people competing against you for the same damn job. Because if we all fill in applications, that means we're competing against each other. Little did we know. And then also is because you're going to get a lot more accomplished when you separate yourself and actually are focused and locked in. Because when you go on with that crew, like y'all might not be as serious. You might be joking around. You might be playing and you might not be focused. But when you lock in, separate yourself, go get it. Then once you get in, then you can reach back and say, hey, pull his application. That's my boy. I know he reliable. You know what I mean? But you got to wait till you get on first. You can't help nobody till you help yourself first. I'll make it back to some questions. Curtis St. Louis says, do you set your goals the day before or the day of? If I'm doing good and if I'm on a roll, I like to definitely set them that night before, because that way when you wake up, you don't have to think about it. I'm going to tell you one thing that I started doing too that made it even more efficient is being that I don't have an alarm clock, so obviously I wake up from my phone. But waking up with your phone alarm can be distracting because the first thing you automatically want to do is go click on social media. It's like a habit, right? And so what I started doing was setting my phone across the room. So that way, by the time I get up, I'm the type of person that once I'm up, I'm up. And so by the time I get across the room and turn the alarm off, I can't hit snooze. I'm not going to go get back into bed. And therefore, my goals are already written down. I already know what to do. By the time I make it to my phone, I just go straight to the bathroom, wash my face, get ready. You know what I mean? Brush my teeth and ready to knock out to the to-do list. And so if you do that in the nighttime, you don't have to think about it in the morning. Because a lot of times you'll wake up in the morning, you kind of fuzzy from your sleep. And you'll try to ask yourself, what the hell am I doing up this early? You know what I mean? So if you set that out the night before, you won't have to worry about it in the morning when you get up. Joel Lopez says, AJ Sup, how long can it take when you start on the lowest package on the franchise to grow and make at least $1,000 a month? How fast can you do? Man, you can do that in about 2 months or less. You can do that the first month you get an account. Like the first account they give you could be $1,000. So that won't be nothing. That'll be gross though. So if you want to do $1,000 net, it always depends on if you're gonna clean it yourself or not. If you're not gonna clean it yourself, you're gonna hire from the beginning. Just know that you need to you usually take on about 20 to 30%, somewhere around there, right after paying employees, etc., and all your taxes, all of that. So that's what you need to know. That's how much you need to make. Now, if you're gonna clean it yourself, then you can gross maybe say about 1,500-1,600. You take home 1,000. Curtis St. Louis says, thanks, very helpful, good. Jules, oh no, and you're welcome, by the way. Jules Lopez says, myself, AJ. What was that? He said, oh, to be just yourself. Yeah, so you can definitely do that with no problem at all. The thing is, though, if you start off with the lowest package, that means that your sales and marketing fees are going to be higher until you get over that $20,000 a year mark, depending on which company you are with. I'm assuming I'm out to make the power move to Florida. Cool, thanks, man. All right, bet. Hopefully you come to my area and you can buy from me, and then I'll get commission, because I only get a commission with Jam Pro if you buy with Jacksonville, Orlando, or I don't get one in Tampa. But cool though. Still, tell them about me, so we can help get that brand recognition out there for me, and I can start building relationships with these people. Because overall, I'm trying to do business with the franchises. Some of the master franchise owners look at me as more competition, because I sell my starter kits, I sell my mastermind group, and I help independent people too. But really, I just feel like, again, y'all see the title, everybody eats. I feel like we all can eat. So whether you go independent or whether you go franchise, my only job is I'm here to help you. I ain't here to try to sway you in either direction. My whole purpose when I got on this YouTube is, how can I help my people? How can I give you a way to come up? Know what I mean? Because that's all I'm trying to do is come up. And so when I found the clean the business and clean the franchise, that was my thing. It worked for me, and I started telling people that was it. So whether you do it independent or franchise, I don't give a damn. I'm just here to help. If you do it with Jam Pro in the 3 territories that I mentioned, I'll get a commission, so I'm happy. But if you don't do it with those areas and you decide to go independent, then fine. Buy my starter kit. I make even more money than the commission that they could pay me anyway. Or do it on your own and just watch all my free videos for free. I don't care, but the bottom line is we just got to get it. Ronald Ruiz says, I just say I know AJ Simmons. I'm in Orlando. Yep, just tell them AJ Simmons sent you, and they'll look out for me. And when you do it, as a matter of fact, whenever you meet with them, hit me up just in case. You know, to hit me up just in case, because they say they got me, and I trust that they got me, but we'll just triple check just to make sure, right? Jules Lopez says, I got the 2520. I just want to make sure I make ends meet when I make the power move out there. Definitely. And I'm going to tell you all this key too, right? So if you're going to get in and you want to live off of the franchise, understand that it's not that smart of a move to me. Just to me. When you're thinking from a business sense, like if your overall goal is to make this into a big business and try to run it and build it as big as you can get it and make it a real business, you might want to keep your day job if you got one, or whatever other source of income that you already have, because you want those profits to be reinvested 100%. It took me so long to get that logic, and took me so long to understand it. You know what I mean? But you really got to reinvest those profits so that way you can get it bigger. And then once that business is able to pay you without you actually having to clean, that's when you quit. When it pays you as much as your current job pays you, when it pays you enough to pay your bills and live comfortably, that's when you leave that job. It's hard to do, but it makes the most sense, okay? If you get out there and you go 100% self-employed, you try to clean it all yourself, It's possible to still make it that way. I still built up from that way, but it is a bitch. You know what I mean? You probably gonna fall behind on some bills. Shit gonna get tough and the reason for that is because you always got things that come up with your business. Whether, like in my case, an employee breaks a camera or something or do something crazy, you got to come out of pocket for that because it make more sense to pay for it out of pocket sometime than it does to use the insurance and file a claim and all of that. Also, things like equipment. Every single time I get a new account, I get a brand new backpack vacuum. I get new equipment, etc. to put inside that account, so that way my people don't have to drag the equipment all through account because then I lose stuff. So I just keep everything on site, and so it costs me money every time to grow. All right, what else I got? Ronald Ruiz says I already met them though, but I haven't done anything. Waiting on the 14-day thing. I'm a machinist now. Oh, good. You just like me. I'm a machinist now, and I think you said you were one as well. I plan on getting a morning job to keep another stream. Definitely. Yes. I was a machinist. I should have kept that job longer. Right. Because it definitely paid well, but I didn't have the patience to do it. And a lot of it, too, is because I was at that shipyard and there was a lot of negativity there. But if I was, I wish that I could have been a little bit more stronger minded and fought through it. But I probably wouldn't have made it to this point either if I stayed in there. So I guess either way, it goes the way it's supposed to go, right? So, all right, what else we got going on? Any more questions? Well, I'm glad y'all participated with me tonight because I wasn't sure. I said it's been so long, nobody probably even gonna watch me today. So good, good to know y'all still here, still rocking with me. By the way, for those, I see a lot of franchise questions up here. If you haven't watched that franchise blueprint webinar, definitely go watch that. Trying to think of the easiest way to get to it. I guess the easiest way to get to it is to go to my Instagram page at AJ Simmons Online and click the link in my description, and it'll take you to that free webinar. If you're on my email list, then you probably already got the email about it, but definitely watch that because that's information that you won't even get from the franchises themselves. Somebody could have been with a franchise for 20 years and won't have the information that I'm giving out in that webinar, simply because they don't teach you about business when you buy the franchise. They teach you about their terms and conditions, their policies and procedures, how to scrub a toilet, etc., etc. But they don't teach you business, okay? This is stuff that I had to learn the hard way myself through trial and error that I'm passing on to you guys. Because if you don't learn it, you're going to either A, be stuck in the field and always cleaning, then you have that stupid mentality that most people have, where they hit that ceiling and say, this business just can't be done unless you do it yourself. Either you're going to hit that wall or you're going to hit the wall where people just give up and say, oh, ain't no money in this. I quit. This a ripoff, is a scam, and all of that. But what it really is we don't understand business. Nobody taught us. The franchise company isn't going to tell you. Nobody's going to tell you. And it's not a bash to them or a fault to them. It's just that it's not necessarily their responsibility. You know what I mean? And a lot of them, too. You got to think a lot of these master franchise owners bought into turnkey situations. So a lot of them don't even know how to build from the ground up. You know what I mean? Some of them started with something. You know what I mean? So a lot of us building from the ground up, it takes a lot more discipline. You know what I mean? Then once you get it stable, then it's all the same. But all right, anyway, back to these questions. Joel Lopez says the lady that I met that owns the franchise, she told me that it's best for me to start on the lowest package, the FP5, because she said I'm going to grow regardless. That's the same thing I said. Like, why, especially if you're going to finance, why finance at a higher level, right? And then you got that high-ass monthly payment that you got to pay on that franchise note if you're making a down payment versus just getting the lowest one, and that way you have a low monthly payment, and then you still going to grow as big as you want to grow regardless. So the only thing with buying in a small package, though, is number one, sometimes when you buy in larger packages, they'll include the starter kit with your price. Okay, sometimes you can negotiate that in there, number one. And then number two, like I said, until you get over that $20,000 a year mark in income, it's going to cost you more in sales and marketing fee. Okay, so those are the downfalls of starting smaller. But again, it's not impossible. You know what I mean? And also, I like to start small too for the people that maybe you're going to get in and then you don't like it. It's easier to get out with a small franchise than it is with a big one, because if you got a franchise that's only doing $2,000 a month, you can sell that a lot quicker than a franchise that's doing $20,000 or $50,000 a month, because people don't got that type of money just laying around to buy it from you. Okay, so All right, back to the questions. Yeah, they told me the same. I have enough for a second level. I'm not sure which way it'll be better. Yeah, I mean, and just kind of weigh it out. You know what I mean? Do your numbers, see what makes sense for you. I did too, but she said to start with the lowest one. How long do you? Okay, so they talking to each other. Hey, you have to wait. Oh, how long do you have to wait to see good money? Again, it could be 1 month. It really could, because it all depends on what your first account is. I think the main thing is to pay attention to with the training part that they give you. Make sure you understand it. If you can work for somebody else or understand that, or try to figure out, like, just when you clean your ass off. That's it. Point blank period. Don't take no nights off. If it don't look like it needs cleaning, clean the hell out of it anyway. You know what I mean? And then as long as you do that, they're gonna trust you and they'll send you more accounts faster. But then as long as you let them know you're hungry, and then if you get in there and you put in that work that shows that you're hungry too, they're gonna keep feeding you every time, because they could always use good new franchise owners, because most of the franchise owners now are not that great. You know what I mean? Like, people are getting better, and I like to feel like I got some stake in that. You know what I mean? I hear a lot of people, a lot of locations getting better franchise owners, but overall, you know, people can pick up their quality. So as long as you do quality work, you have no problem with growth. And I mean, it could be 1 month, it could be 4 or 5 months, but the bottom line is, it definitely is a lot faster than most lines of businesses, because this is one of the few opportunities that I've ever heard of where you can put money into it and then somebody guarantees that you're gonna make a return out of it. So that's just what it is. That's why people always ask me, well, what do you really consider? Do you choose franchise or do you choose independent? I don't really have a choice. You know what I mean? It's like independent, you avoid all the fees. But if you go franchise, you get a guarantee that you're going to get some money back. So, I mean, they both got pros, they both got cons. So, I don't really have a choice. My bottom line is I'm going to help you either way. So, hopefully this was able to help y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. If we got any more questions coming in. And speaking of starter kit, make sure y'all go get my starter kits. The quick start package has the training as far as hiring people. It has the training as far as sales, how to go get accounts, all of the forms you need as far as service agreements with the customers, all of that type of stuff, right? The bidding calculators, everything. And then the other starter kit has the equipment, etc. shipped to you. I'll ship all of the equipment that you need shipped to you. So check out either one of those starter kits if you need it. It's on my site, ajsimmonsonline.com. And then also, both of those starter kits come with free membership to the Everybody's Mastermind group, where you can network with me and all the other entrepreneurs in this line of business. All right. Ronald Ruiz says, regarding the tax stuff with the LLC, did you write off your phone and things like that? I was just watching GC talk about writing off everything. So everything, right? Everything, man. But the key is to make sure that you actually put it in your business's name. If you don't put this stuff in your business name, then I wouldn't recommend, I'm not a CPA, but I wouldn't recommend you just go writing stuff off. But make sure that if you got a cell phone, switch it over to a business line, you know what I mean, and put it in the company's name. Now it's a tax write-off. Now, if you got a home, like if you own a house, or if you got a home office and an apartment, say you got an apartment and there's an extra room that's blocked off, you can write off that. And so once you get a home office, that's when the real tax breaks start coming in for you, because now you can write off a portion of your light bill, portion off your cable bill. And by the way, the cable bill you can put straight in the business name, but a portion of your light bill, portion of your water bill, portion, I think even a portion of like your mortgage and stuff like that. So, but I'm not a CPA. Look into it. Shout out Joe Bell checking in. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. What else we got? Alright, just checking, making sure. I didn't know I had this camera facing me the whole time. I'm wondering why my finger keep playing. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. Get the starter kits. Check out the starter kits. Join us in the mastermind group. 97 down, 15 a month. We get deeper and we get deeper. Again, if y'all haven't seen the free webinar, the Blueprint to Cleaning Franchises, make sure y'all go check that out as well. I will talk to y'all soon. Thank y'all.